we begin, I want to get a show of hands. I know we've talked about it a million times because I'm kind of obsessed. But Hunger Games fans, just show
Yes!
hands. If you haven't read the books, don't even bother lifting the muscles. Okay, thank you. Got some girls in front. Well, just an overview. Tonight I'm going to talk about the Hunger Games. I hope that's okay with you guys. Hunger Games. I'm going to overview it just for those of you who may not know or just did not pay attention during the movie or the books. But basically, Hunger Games, as y'all know, is about the country, big district area of Pan Am. And they kind of rule over these 12 districts that are in their Pan Am County, country, place, North America, whatever you want to call it. And basically, the government, or the capital, is evil. And they want to have control of everyone in their lives, and they try to just assert their power wherever they can. And the way they prove their power and authority over their people is by having a Hunger Games every year, where they take two tributes, two teenage man and woman, male and female, from each district, and they all compete against each other in this arena, and they kill each other until there's one person left. And it's very uplifting. And the reason they do that is to show how they have control over the people. And for years, everyone's just gone along with this, and no one's really questioned it or challenged it because they're afraid of what would happen if they tried to rebel. But eventually, Katniss, who is the main character in the books, does kind of rebel, and they call her the Mockingjay because she's the symbol of inspiration and change among the community. And she, in a way, is kind of like a different kind of person than the rest of the community because she actually finally stood above or challenged the darkness that was kind of invading and consuming them all. And I guess you could look at her and say she's like a light of the community, and she kind of stood up against this darkness that was consuming them. And Donald, you can go to the next slide. I think we have a picture of Kat, my friend Kat. There she is, looking powerful like always. Yes, Kat's her in the movie. So that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about tonight is how to be, okay, this is going to sound really cheesy, but how to be like a light in the midst of the darkness. And it may have different connotations than you think. So, first I'm just going to start off with like a little personal example because it says senior quotes, so I'm going to talk about my high school experience and all that jazz. But basically, growing up, grew up in this church, parents are Christian, siblings are Christians, most of my good friends growing up were Christians, so I had like this little bubble around me, and I kind of felt like I had it all figured out because I had all these Christian influences, and I never really had to experience, people that were different than me. And then high school came along, and it's wonderful because you have like this huge area of all these different kinds of people, and they all try to tell you different things and try to get you to like do things and believe certain things and look certain ways, and it's just like so overwhelming and crazy. And my kind of goal going into high school was like, okay, I really want to hold on to my faith, and I want to stay this like Christian girl that I was raised, and I want to just bring people to Jesus because that's what I'm supposed to do. So I kind of went into high school with this kind of like sense that I kind of knew it all, and that I was like going to be so inspirational, and people were just going to see me and be like, oh, she's the Christian girl, let's go like talk to her, she's so cool. And I kind of had this inflated sense of my faith, I guess you could say. And it took a few years for me to realize that it wasn't really working. I hadn't really brought anyone closer to God, or I didn't feel my faith really growing that much. I mean, I still had my values and my morals that I was raised with because I grew up in a Christian family. But I started observing that my friends who were non-Christians were acting more loving towards others and less judgmental towards others than I was. And kind of like a slap in the face, I kind of realized that my actions and my words were not reflective of who I thought I was. I thought I was this like perfect Christian that everyone just wanted to be like because I was just like so awesome and moral. But I realized that I really wasn't. I was not walking the walk. I was just talking the talk. Essentially. And this is kind of what I want to talk about because whether you guys like it or not, or want to accept it or not, all of your peers in your junior high, or families or friends, relatives, whatever, they're all looking at you. And if you claim that you go to church or your Facebook says that you're a Christian, then everyone who knows that is looking at you as an image of what Christianity looks like and how Christ-like behavior looks like. And I know it sounds like a big burden, like you have to be this perfect example, but it's true, people are looking at you, and in a way, you are reflecting God's love, and you're like an image of what God's love looks like. And if you claim to have a relationship with God, and you claim to love Him, and claim to just honor Him, or try to honor Him with all your actions and your words, then you have a responsibility, and it's a huge responsibility, and it's not easy because there's so much darkness, I guess you could say, in high school and anywhere really in life, that's just trying to consume you and just like mold you to who they think you should be. But as someone who follows God and who claims to like want to honor Him and bring joy to Him through everything you say and do, then you have to do it. And not only that, but people are looking at you, and you're called to be this light amongst your community and your friends and your family and everyone who you encounter. Another thing, going along with this whole light theme, is that you cannot keep your relationship with God a secret, because the second you do that, you're not being that light anymore. And I actually have a verse that I think goes along perfectly with this. I think you have it in your card. Matthew 5:14 through 16. And when I was figuring out what kind of verse I wanted to use for this, I thought of this verse right away. I looked up my Bible, and I had it underlined like 500 times and circled. So I'm guessing that at one point in my life, I actually need this verse, and I still love it. Okay, I'm just going to read it. You are the light of the world. So, like I just said before, God calls us to be this light that people are just attracted to because His love pours out through us. A city on a hill cannot be hidden, neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. So, picture having like a light next to your bed, and you just cover it with a bowl. Doesn't really achieve anything. In the same way, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven. So, like I said, we are all called to be light. If we claim to have God's love in our lives, we are called to show that love to others, and through our words and our actions, like I was saying. But if we imagine yourself as like the bowl of this little lamp. It can be decorative, pottery, glass, whatever you want it to be. But you are this light bulb that God has put on top of this light thing. And God calls us to have this light exuding from us that reflects His love and His behavior towards others. But if we cover that up with a bowl or a cloth or any kind of darkness, then the effect is totally ruined, and people aren't going to see us as people who are leaders or are different kinds of people in the community. We're just going to be like everyone else, because darkness doesn't just, you can't have like half darkness and half light. If you cover up a light bulb, you're either going to have total darkness or you're going to have none at all. Darkness is all-consuming. So what I'm trying to say is that because we're called to be light, we can't keep ourselves hidden, and we can't just blend into the background. And if that's the way you want to go in your life, then you're not really a follower of Christ. And I'm not trying to say that we are better than anyone else, or because you're a Christian, you are expected to be perfect, or you have to just like be this perfect person in front of your friends. Because that's kind of what I thought I had to be freshman and even sophomore year. But the point is that we are called to be this light, and it's not something that we can take lightly. And obviously no one's perfect. We're all going to mess up. Christians, we're all going to mess up, and it's just like inevitable. But it's something to keep in mind that, you can't keep your light hidden. I know it's like it's like that little sign, like, what's that song called? From Flipped, everyone says that your light shine. Okay, so it sounds like a little cheesy, like Sunday school song. But it's true, and God's number one command is to love others. And if you can't even do that as a Christian, then you really cannot even expect to do that in any part of your life. The main point I want to leave you with is if you claim to have the love of Christ, if you possess the love of Christ in your heart, then you have an obligation, not a suggestion. God's not like, oh, you can like tell people about me if you want to. No, you have like an obligation, a duty, a responsibility to show others that love. And like I said before, everyone's looking at you, and you may not sense it or feel it. You're like, well, I only have non-Christian friends. No, they're all looking at you, and they're kind of thinking like, what's this whole Christian thing about? Like, how is she gonna act? Like, ooh, what if we tempt her? How's she gonna respond? And like I said before, no one's gonna be perfect every single time. But when you have love of Christ, it's just like this armor around you, and your light is the main thing that God calls us to be, is just a light in our communities and amongst our friends. So that's my challenge to you, is to let your light shine. But really to not keep your faith a secret, and if you really if you really crave God in your life and you feel like you're not being fulfilled totally by Him, then let your guard down with Him and let your guard down with others, and behave the way that Christ would behave. That sounds weird, I don't like that word. Act towards others the way Christ would, and talk about others the way Christ would, and love on others. And that's my challenge to you, and it's hard, but if you're in a community where people are older than you, younger than you, your peers, it's totally possible when you have God with you. And that's just something I wish I had realized going into high school, that just because I say I'm a Christian doesn't mean I'm necessarily spreading Christ's love, because there's a big difference. So yeah, just like Katniss, be a Katniss in your community. Be someone who stands up against the darkness and the temptation that comes with not just high school, but any area of life. And really stand up and be strong and let God's love shine through you to other people. So if you have any questions about like what that even looks like in the first place, you can talk to any of us really, because we've all been through high school, some of us longer ago than others. But we won't talk about that. But yeah, talk to us about it if you have questions about that. But it is God's #1 command, and it's not something that you can just ignore if you're going to have a relationship with Him. So I'm going to pray for us right now. Any questions first of all? No? Okay. All right. If you could just bow your heads, a couple more minutes of silence, and we can go ahead, buddy. Dear Jesus, I just thank you so much for this group of kids that you've put in this place week after week. And I just pray that all of us, as people who desire you so much, that we would just step into this role of being light to our friends and to everyone around us, and not be scared or intimidated or afraid to let our lights be consumed by the darkness around us, or to cover it up ourselves and think that we can't even do it. But just give us the strength to be everything that you've called us to be, and just to show your love through us and to other people. We love you, God, and thank you for this night, and I just thank you so much for the potential these kids have and the opportunity they're placed in to really show everyone who you are. And let us not be fearful, but just let us remind us that if we have your love, we have the obligation to portray it to others. Thank you so much.